If you want to have good energy levels, be resilient, feel good, and be your best self, then a key to making that happen is having both a strong and a balanced immune system. Welcome to this week's video blog, which is part 2 of a 4-part series where I will be sharing 3 simple yet powerful strategies to help you achieve this. I'm Jennifer Ellis Schutz, and my motivation for creating this channel arose out of my incredible journey to recover my health and my life from the grips of often disabling chronic health challenges, as well as transform my professional life and build from the ground up both a private functional health coaching practice named Empowered Health and the Wellness Code Academy, where I offer online courses and training programs around all things functional medicine, wellness, mindset, the mind-body connection, and personal development for both lay people and practitioners. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss a week's featured video. Just as a home needs to have a solid foundation, in order for us to have both a robust and a balanced immune system, we also need to have a rock-solid foundation, and that foundation is our gut. Here are just 5 out of the many reasons why this is the case. First up, the digestive tract, which is home to trillions of microbes, hundreds of thousands of different species of those microbes, upwards of 90% of all cells and genetic material in the entire human body, and serves as the portal for how the outside world enters into our bodies, has a massively far-reaching impact on our physical, mental, and emotional health, as well as all aspects of our lives. Secondly, immune cells in every cell in the body run on nutrients. Nutrients are absorbed and assimilated in the gut. If digestion is impaired, the cells simply do not get the building blocks they need to do their jobs. Then, a huge portion of our immune system, upwards of 80%, is in the gut, with the grand majority of this 80% being in the small intestine, which the small intestine is the epicenter of digestion. Then comes the fact that a dysbiotic and leaky gut is hands down the largest source of toxicity in the body and can often be happening beneath the surface for many years. When undigested food particles, microbial metabolic byproducts, and other compounds that should remain inside of the digestive tract continuously leach into the bloodstream, the mitochondria of our cells shift out of energy-producing mode and into defense mode. In defense mode, all health supportive functions such as, but not limited to, immune function, energy production, detoxification, hormone production, neurotransmitter synthesis, and more become sluggish or come to a grinding halt altogether. This will undoubtedly leave a person feeling very fatigued, fragile, and fuzzy-headed for sure. Furthermore, leaky gut is a key player in the development of system-wide inflammation and autoimmunity, which is where chronic aches, pains, and malaise come into play. And lastly, one does not need to have obvious gut symptoms to be dealing with a dysfunctional and dysbiotic gut. Nope, not at all. Gut dysfunction, instead of showing up as bloating, gas, nausea, pain, diarrhea, constipation, can often be far removed from the source and can manifest such as fatigue, headaches, mental health challenges, body pains, difficulty concentrating, and more. The key takeaway here is that the key to a supercharged immune system is a supercharged gut. So having said this, 3 powerful strategies to optimize your immunity are as follows. Number 1, make and drink a large mug of homemade gelatinous meat stock as often as possible, preferably daily if you're currently dealing with poor immunity or a chronic health concern. The reason this is so important is that the grand majority of the gut lining, where the majority of our immune cells reside, is made of collagen. As we age and deal with the stressors of everyday life, natural collagen production goes way down. And if you're currently dealing with a chronic health challenge, your body is under extraordinary stress, which can cause collagen to decline even quicker. Homemade gelatinous meat stocks are not only a great source of collagen, but they are also rich in essential amino acids, fats, vitamins, and minerals that the gut lining needs to repair and rejuvenate itself. The simplest way to make gelatinous meat stock is to simply cut up an organic free-range chicken, place it into a crock or a pan, add just enough water to cover the chicken pieces, add approximately 2 tablespoons of sea salt, bring to a boil, and then simmer for 3 hours max. It's important not to add too much water, otherwise the stock will not be gelatinous when it cools down, which is what you need and want for full optimal benefits. When done, you can either separate the chicken from the bones and add back into the stock to make a soup, or you can keep it separate, eat as another meal, and then just enjoy the meat stock on its own as a warm drink. This is what I prefer and recommend to do. The next strategy for supercharging your immune system is to boost natural stomach acid production. Contrary to popular belief and popular practice of prescribing acid reducers and proton pump inhibitors, people with dysbiotic and dysfunctional guts, almost without an exception, have low stomach acid production. Low stomach acid can cause heartburn, belching gas, fatigue, headaches, and more. Toxins produced by fungal, bacterial, and parasitic overgrowths have a strong ability to reduce stomach acid. Optimal stomach acid is integral for two primary reasons. First, it is the digestive tract's first line of defense against incoming microbes via the food we eat, the beverages we drink, and the air we breathe. And secondly, it is a critical first component of digestion, particularly the digestion of protein. If protein digestion is thwarted in the stomach due to low stomach acid production, then it will not be properly broken down into peptides and amino acids. The larger protein molecules will then get carried into the small bowel, where they will leach across a leaky gut lining into the bloodstream, where they will trigger an immune inflammatory cascade that will no doubt leave a person feeling incredibly lousy. In light of this, supporting optimal stomach acid production is integral to healing the gut and optimizing digestion, and thus supercharging your immune system. Here are 4 simple ways to do this. First up, drink 12 to 16 ounces of warm lemon water each morning on an empty stomach an hour before eating. Next, drink 4 to 8 ounces of fresh celery juice each morning on an empty stomach, approximately an hour before eating. Then comes taking digestive bitters approximately 15 minutes before eating. My favorite source is Urban Moonshine Bitters, which can be purchased at various online retailers. And lastly, take a small shot of apple cider vinegar approximately 15 minutes before meals containing protein. Be sure, though, if you do this, to rinse your mouth out with fresh water afterwards, because it can be very caustic to tooth enamel. And lastly, the final strategy for supercharging your immunity is the fact that you need to dial in on meal timing and placing. Digestion alone uses an immense amount of the body's energy reserves. Overeating of any food and eating too frequently, as in like grazing little bits all day long, will further tax the gut and the body and inhibit the migrating motor complex, which is the natural peristalsis waves that happen to sweep food particles, microbes, and other compounds through the digestive tract. It has become a very popular practice in the modern world for people to be eating way too frequently. Meal spacing and fasting overnight are critical for healthy gut motility and cellular repair, and thus optimal immune function. 4 hours between meals during the day, refraining from eating within 3 hours of bedtime, preferably 4, and at least a 12-hour fast overnight is a good rule of thumb to go by and start with. And that is a wrap for this week's video. If you commit to implementing these 3 strategies, along with avoiding the top 12 immune threats that I presented in video 1 of this series, you will definitely be well on your way to bulletproofing your immune system. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video of this series, where I will be discussing the immune-stress connection and sharing strategies for optimizing immunity through mental and emotional stress reduction techniques. Until then, all my best to you.